welcome. As you may have heard, Jesus has been very present lately, making appearances and making change. Now, let's head over to the fields. Becky?
This is Kermit, a wealthy pig farmer. Kermit, I'm looking around your property and noticing it seems a bit empty. Where has your herd gone?
I'm just as confused as you are. I heard about all the good things Jesus has done, but this was weird. A possessed group of men were roaming around my property. Next thing I know, my pigs were rolling down the hill and gone to the river.
Do you believe what you saw?
Of course, I've seen it with my own eyes. Jesus transferred demons from them men into my pigs. It may have saved those men, but my poor piggies had to suffer.
That's an interesting encounter with Jesus. Thank you, Kermit. Back to you, Susan.
Thanks, Beck. After a few short messages, we will be hearing from Pilate himself on his experience with Jesus.
I am here with Pilate, a Roman official who has decided to condemn Jesus to death. Pilate, what are your thoughts on Jesus?
I think Jesus is a wise man preaching the word of God to others, although many do want him dead because of his indescribable actions.
What accusations are you taking into account?
Well, the Jewish leaders have brought him to me, accusing him of being a false prophet, but I'm slightly unsure of what he has done to bring this on.
Elaborate on that? What do you mean by false prophet, and what makes you unsure?
Well, you see, he has performed many unbelievable actions and has cured many people, which seems crazy to people. And they don't truly believe that those actions are possible. But I don't see how this would make him a candidate for crucifixion, and I'm unsure because of the fact that he could very well be the Son of God. And he's doing the very opposite of harming people. He's actually helping them and healing them. As Pilate, I have to make the decision on behalf of the people and their opinions on Jesus.
We regret to inform you that later that day, Jesus was condemned to death because of the actions of the Jewish leaders and Pilate. Next up, one of the women who was standing below the cross and went to anoint Jesus' body. Over to you, Beck.
Your encounter with Jesus was different from others. Your experience of standing with Mary below the cross as Jesus was suffering above. How have you handled or dealt with this dramatic occurrence?
It's been devastating. He was such a kind-hearted man, truly the Son of God. His actions changed the minds and beliefs of others for the better. He created peace, and it's unfair for his death to come about that. From others' perspectives, they either adore him or despise him, and with all the good he has performed, it seems very unfair that his life had to end the way it did.
Can you tell us what happened the next morning after the scene at the cross?
Mary Magdalene and I were going to anoint Jesus' body. We had been wondering how we would roll back the stone from the tomb, but when we got there, it had already been moved. Upon entering the tomb confused, there he was. He told us to go off and tell his disciples that he has risen. And Mary and I were amazed and fled from the tomb to spread the word. It's hard, though. We felt unsure what others would say about this because they didn't experience it in that moment.
Do you really think that he's risen?
I know it sounds crazy, but I'm the only one that saw him. I'm not the only one. And there's no way in this day and age that someone could pull a prank like that. He's real and he rose.
Wow, that's a crazy encounter with the man himself. Thank you for your attention on this week's Interviews with Jesus' Encounters. Back to you, Susan.
Wow, thank you, Becky. All these experiences and encounters with Jesus reveal the truth about God. We hope to see you next week with more Jesus-filled fun.
Kermit, I'm looking around your property and noticing it seems a bit empty. Where have your...
We regret to